What's up, bitches? This is Pandemic, and I got Control on the other end of this call, and
Yep.
we are doing some video gaming and video gaming news. So, what's good with video games?
Really? Would you like me to start us off?
I guess. I mean, I'm just kind of checking out League of Legends right now.
I don't really think this is much of news, but I figured it's worth mentioning something for people who are fans of the Diablo franchise, you know?
Yeah.
Did you know that they originally considered a Diablo game for the Game Boy?
What?
Yeah.
Speaking of Diablo, my computer science teacher in college convinced he's a Diablo fan. Convinced. For the first 2 weeks of class, we would go in and he'd be like, "So, what can you do with programs?" And he's like, "Play Diablo 3?" I'm like, "Really? Did you really just say that?" Just show. And then we were talking about binary numbers and subtraction and stuff, and how binary numbers they fall off and at a certain point, and he's like, "So what happens when the binary numbers fall off?" And he's like, "There be dragons." And I was like, this guy is fucking weird.
Oh, he sounds awesome, though.
Yeah, but he's got this scruffy beard thing going on. I don't know.
Does he have a sunroof shit or what?
What?
As well on top of his head, the sunroof?
No, I don't know.
Do you know what a sunroof is? That fucking balding spot where it's just hairs on the side and then just fucking bald on top.
Oh, no. He's got hair.
Damn.
Yeah, but one time he came in all pissed off for 2 days straight. He didn't talk to us at all. He didn't say anything. We just started doing our labs. Normally he gives a little bit of a lecture before anything. And me and my friend Tony were convinced that either the Diablo servers were down or he couldn't get a dungeon master for his Dungeons and Dragons game with the other math teachers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was our whole spiel. But, oh my god, no, not even yesterday, it was earlier today, I was playing League of Legends, and I wasn't doing anything spectacular. I was playing a co-op game. And you know how I tend to get stuck with really, really horrible people on my team? Well, I got all of my team's kills, and I went 52 kills, 11 deaths, and 1 assist. So actually, no, there was 1 other kill on the enemy team, or on our team, against the bots, and my team fed the enemy, I want to say it was 48 kills. And we still won, surprisingly. Oh shit, moved my guy, no. Hello? Control, where you be at? Well, while he fixes his shit, I guess I kind of wanted to talk about Guild Wars 2, honestly. I picked it up, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and actually I didn't pick it up, a friend gave it to me, because he had played it and said he didn't like it, and I was like, what, how do you not like Guild Wars 2? So I checked it out, and my first time playing it, I think I was at college, I was on break or something, I started playing it, and it's an MMORPG, it's kind of similar to WoW.
Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry, my mic fell out.
Smooth, kind of like you and your mom's vagina.
Oh, yes.
Just saying, no, I was discussing how Guild Wars 2 is a free-to-play MMORPG, which is surprising.
Free to play, is it free to play as in you don't have to pay for a subscription?
Yeah.
But you have to buy the base game for $60.
Yes, exactly, which is how all games should be. Microsoft needs to get their shit together.
And WoW.
Yeah, and WoW. But I don't know, it's not too hard where, I don't know, WoW is kind of you can do everything by yourself except for certain group quests and certain dungeons. And if someone else is attacking your object, and then you finish the object off, you don't get credit for it. You have to wait for it to respawn. Well, Guild Wars actually kind of changes that. They make it so that objectives are group-based, even if you're not in a party with the people. So if you see an objective going on at a random point in time, you can just jump in and you get credit for it. You get experience and some other kind of currency. Like, you get regular currency, and then there's special currency that you use at certain vendors to get, like, special items and shit. And a lot of the game is actually based around that style of gameplay, like just massive groups of people fighting bosses that appear out of nowhere and things like that. I want to actually get some gameplay of it soon and put it on my channel. I haven't...
How much have you played of it?
My highest character, I think, is like level 23, and there are
Is
80...
that like starting fresh, or was it one that was already there when you got from the friend?
No, it was fresh. Like, that's the character I started. There's 80 levels, and actually leveling up is kind of hard because quest level, like, certain quest objectives, they increase in level really fast. Like, it's not like you can level all the way up to 80 based on quest objectives.
Is this one of those games where you have to grind a lot, or?
Not that you grind so much. Like, they kind of incorporate grinding along with side quests. Like, you walk into a particular area and it says, help this person by doing these objectives. And once you fill that bar up all the way, then you get extra experience and money and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, keep doing it.
Grindy as like Rift or any games like that. But.
No. I mean, grinding is beneficial because when you pick out, like, when you use a certain weapon, you have to kill enemies with that weapon in order to gain your next abilities for that weapon. So if I was playing an Elementalist and I'm in, like, the Frost Aura area, I would have to keep killing enemies in order to gain subsequent abilities for that that aura.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I really don't like a game that has, like, mainly grinding and barely any quest lines or anything, you know?
Yeah, but no, the story is actually particular to each character that you play. So if I was to play, there's a race called the Sylvari, which they're like these plant material type things, and they grow in this garden, I guess, is what it is. And they are basically in this dream state, in which case, in the dream, they learn what their life's goals are supposed to be and everything like that. And then when they awake, they have to actually go out and do those things. And as a Sylvari, you can be male, female, you can be all 8 classes. There is warrior, thief, ranger, elementalist, mesmer, ranger, engineer, and guardian.
Jesus.
Yeah, so there's those 8 classes, and those classes have different things that you can pick particular to them. So, like, if you were to pick a guardian, you have options of part of your backstory is you wear a certain type of helmet because it makes you more fierce in the battlefield or something like that. It's like just backstory. And then each, based on those different classes and everything, you can change what storyline you go through on those options that you choose when you create your character. So there's like tons of different outcomes and possibilities as you progress through the game, but all the different side quests are relatively the same.
Yeah.
It's just the main quest line that changes. It's pretty good, though. I would actually advise picking it up, because compared to WoW, it's like, I don't know. WoW I played a lot, and the PvP is pretty good, but it's not like, I don't know. It's harder to get groups for things, whereas in this, you don't really have to get a group for it. You just kind of jump in. And how WoW, you know, WoW has a bunch of different realms, where it's like
Rune Totem and all that.
Yeah, they kind of have those, but there's 3 separate worlds, is what they call them, and there's thousands of people on each world, or hundreds, or something like that. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of them. And based on which world you are, when you go to world versus world PvP, you join into that. It teleports you to this massive battlefield. Like, it's huge. and like there's these 3 different continents, but they're all connected together. You can actually travel across them, and you fight against opposing worlds. So if I was on, like they're associated with different colors. There's red, blue, and green, but they have their individual names.
Yeah.
So if my world was this green world, then we have our own continent. Blue has their continent. Red has their continent. And when you join World versus World PvP, everybody gets connected all together, even though you're on different worlds.
Jesus.
When you join that, and then you go through like these massive 100 versus 100 people battles, and it's insane. Yeah, it is. It's really crazy. And then, but when you're out of that and you're actually doing like regular quests and stuff, then it's everybody from your world, not other worlds.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I was playing it for a long time and I was hooked on it, and then I realized that I needed to stop and focus on my schoolwork.
Let me ask you this. How are the servers on that particular game? Because I know sometimes servers on WoW go down. How have they been on there? Any lag or what?
I haven't experienced any lag. Any lag that I experience is because of my my internet connection. When I'm playing from the school, I get lag because my school's Wi-Fi is the way it's set up is kind of weird. So I will get occasional lag.
People probably connecting to it.
Yeah, that too. And compared to like WoW, when they go down for server maintenance, I haven't noticed any of that. I know though that they do have a lot of updates off, like when you open the client, it'll update, and that's to fix any bugs with quests and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'd rather have tons of updates than tons of downtime. So.
Yeah, your updates are they don't shut down the servers in order to do that. They just give you client-based updates.
They just fucking like push it to you basically.
Yeah. And you're forced to download them. You don't have any choice. But if you're playing and they release an update, then your quest is going to be bugged. Whereas if someone else had backed out and downloaded the update, then it'll work for them. Though I think some of the common events, like if you were to just walk through an area and it says, oh well, there's an uprising of goblins or whatever, and it's like defend a certain area. Quests like those, sometimes they bug out and the things that are supposed to spawn won't spawn. I think times like that they'll have to go in and do a hotfix, like just reset the event. But other than that, I haven't noticed anything going down or being offline.
So answer me this: would you recommend this to someone to buy?
Yeah.
Say like over WoW or something. If they were choosing between this and WoW, would you recommend this over WoW based on gameplay, not price?
Based on gameplay, it's kind of hard to tell because the graphics in this are actually kind of like more realistic, and there's a lot of more flashy style things to them.
Yeah.
But WoW seems like it has more diversity.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say that particular statement because the environment in which you play in on Guild Wars is just so massive, but the abilities and play styles kind of seem repetitive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, if you're playing a warrior, you can have a one-handed sword and a shield, and you have different, like, you have 3 abilities with the one-handed sword, and then it gives you 2 additional abilities with the shield. But you can also have the sword in the offhand, which has 2 separate abilities. So, it seems like there's a lot of different abilities that you can have, but it's nowhere near as many as WoW has.
Yeah, and I don't know about the gameplay itself, if it's more fluid with WoW or not, but, I mean, could you answer that for me? Which one do you think is more fluid, with using the hotbar and everything?
Personally, I'd say Guild Wars 2 is kind of easier to deal with because there's not as many actions.
I was going to say, I always felt like there was just a mess down in my bottom bar there when I was on WoW. I didn't know which one to press when,
So your actions are based on since they're based on what weapons you have, you also at a certain level, I think it's level 10 or something like that, you get an active weapon swap. So you have one set of weapons equipped, and then in your second set you have those weapons equipped. And during combat, you can hit it, and it'll switch your weapons and give you that set of abilities based on those weapons. And then it goes on cooldown for like 14 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So then you attack with those weapons and so on and so forth, and you keep changing back and forth. Whereas WoW, you can't change, like, you can change weapons during combat, but it doesn't change your abilities. Certain abilities do have different effects in WoW based on what weapons you're wielding and stuff like that, but it's not like a major part of playing the game.
I think WoW's more class-based abilities, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of weapon-based.
Yeah. And I haven't looked at Guild Wars 2, the lore of any of these characters, but I know WoW has a lot of different lore. They have books.
Oh, yeah, tons.
And, like, it's just crazy.
I mean, I'm personally a fan of WoW, and I'm just debating whether to actually pick up Guild Wars 2 or not.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up just picking it up so we can play together, maybe do some dual gameplay.
Yeah, I'd say it's worth it because of the fact that it's the $60 to pick up the game, and then
just price alone, really.
Yeah, and then after that it's free to play. Whereas WoW, you have to pay however many, like $20 for
15 a month.
Well, yeah, no.
Months.
Yeah, it's $15 a month for the subscription. But I'm saying for the battle chest, which is the first 3 parts of the game, the original game, and the first 2 expansions, is $20, $20 to $30, somewhere in that range. And then
that only gives you the set level, though.
Yeah, Cataclysm is $20, and then the new one, Missive Pandaria, is another $40. So you're looking at $80 right there to join the game at full capability, and then another they'll give you a free month with that. But then after that, you have to pay another subsequent $15 a month.
Yeah.
So Guild Wars 2 is a better deal, and it's kind of the same style as far as MMO and being able to do a lot of the same things, PvP and different class quest lines and things like that. But I would say that character models aren't as they kind of look a little bit better, whereas WoW has some kind of blocky things. But WoW is classic. It's been out for a long time, so people are going to prefer it because of just that it's familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I've played the first Guild Wars and I enjoyed that game. I mean,
yeah, and I don't think, I have nothing against WoW. I don't think it's going anywhere. A lot of people said that games like Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 and Warhammer were going to be, that's the end of WoW. Even Star Wars The Old Republic, they're like, once that game comes out, then nobody's going to want to play WoW.
WoW is a classic, though. They have, millions of people on at any given time.
Ion Online is another one of those. They thought that these games were going to bring down WoW, and just 2 years ago, WoW was at 10 million subscribers, which 10 million subscribers at $15 a month is an insane amount of money going towards their company. So even if it did go down,
to 150 million.
Yeah, something like that. But recently, with the release of Mists of Pandaria, they sold 27 million copies in 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
So if you have 27 million copies being sold, that means your subscriber base has went from 10 million to 27 million. That's more than doubled. It's almost tripled in 2 years. Yeah. So if these games were supposedly going to be these quote-unquote WoW killers, then how have they gone almost 300% subscriber base? The game's not going anywhere. Though I've heard that Blizzard is claiming that this is going to be their last expansion, so I'm not exactly sure how they're going to keep it alive after this. Maybe they're not, maybe they are. Maybe they're just going to keep it out for people that haven't played it yet, but then their subscriber base is going to slowly start going down.
Yeah, but
if that's what they do.
That about one of the other expansions too, that it was their last. I remember them talking something like this a few years ago.
Well, they had originally said that Wrath of the Lich King might be their last.
Yeah.
And then they kind of hinted towards doing another one as far as the Emerald Dream, which is a big part of the lore in World of Warcraft, so that they were going to do a whole expansion based on that. But then they changed it up and did Mists of Pandaria. And so we're not sure if they're going to cut it off at Mists of Pandaria or if they're actually going to do something with the Emerald Dream release. it's been out in the air, but no one really knows.
I'm probably planning to actually go pick up Mists of Pandaria sometime soon at the same time I pick up Guild Wars 2. Might as well complete my account, you know.
Yeah. My friend Tony said it's pretty good. I played the Pandaria pre-expansion patch.
Yeah.
Like, they had updated everything so that when the expansion came out, that there wasn't a huge change. Like, you can kind of get used to it. And I'm not a huge fan of what they did with the talent systems. They went from a point, like, they kept the same point-based talent system, but instead of giving you a point every 2 or 3 levels, now you get a total of 10 points over your 80 levels.
Stupid.
Yeah. Well, 85 levels. And then now going up to 90, I think they might give you one more point. Something like that. So you can only choose certain things. Like, you only have like 10 different things, and then you can put them, say if you were a mage, you would always have the choice of being arcane mage, frost mage, or fire mage.
Yeah.
Well, now you can select those 3 different things, and you'll automatically get all your abilities as you level up based on that. But the talents used to have like 50 different things that you could choose, and you can switch it up based on that, and your class would be vastly different. But now the talent system it shows arcane, frost, and fire, and you get to select one ability for level 10, one ability for level 20, one ability for level 30, and it goes from there. So, I mean, I don't like the way it changed. I guess it's still kind of the same.
Yeah.
But it's just becoming more casual. It's like they're making it too easy.
I really don't know what to think of it. I won't be able to put an adequate opinion in until I actually play it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, granted, their subscriber base isn't, like, it's focused on more of the casual play, but say if you have 27 million people playing the game, 20 million which are casual players, they're not going to be paying the steady flow of that $15 a month. They're going to pay it when they want to play it, which might not always be every month. So would you rather have 7 million people play for 12 months straight, or 27 million people play a collective of like 2 months?
Yeah.
So, I mean, figure 27 million, $15, that's 30. 27 times 3, 1, 2, 6, 7, 71, 710 million, something like that. Yeah, 710 million. Wow. For 2 months. That's that would be their gross revenue. Whereas if you had 7 million for 12 months, that'd be 36, 7 times 8 is 6, 5. That's like $1 billion.
Man.
Yeah, it's in the billions.
Either way, they're gonna make tons of money.
Yeah, it's not the point of money. I'm saying if you have all these people focusing on hardcore play, and they're actually like legitimate subscribers that want to play every month and continue to pay their $15 subscriptions, and these are also the people that would go out to do these PvP competitions and get sponsored, and thus they're promoting the game for some of these other casual people. So if you're not catering to your hardcore players, then the hardcore players are going to start to drop off, and you're going to see other numbers fall off as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really interested to see where they go from here, though.
Well, they just released this expansion, so they've got a good 6 months of life of hardcore play. 3 months after that of kind of like casual play, when is the next stuff going to come out, and then they're going to release it probably 4 months, so probably in 10 months. 10 months to a year is generally when they try to prolong their expansion. Yeah. They'll probably do kind of what they did with Wrath of the Lich King. They had Wrath of the Lich King, they slowly released all their endgame content up until they had nothing left to release, and then they released Ruby Sanctum, which was a whole new raid. It was kind of relevant to the Wrath of the Lich King patch, but it wasn't anything that they had originally planned to release. They kind of said, well, things are starting to catch up, people are starting to, surpass this content, we need to give them something before the next expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did. They had released that, and then they merged into Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Even Cataclysm, they kind of prolonged Wrath of the Lich King's life a little bit because they had pre-Cataclysm events that you could participate in to get, better gear before the release of Cataclysm itself.
Oh yeah, obviously.
So that when it released, you could kind of, just jump right into things.
Oh man. So I have a question for you. This is like going to a different topic quick.
Yeah.
2 questions really. Are you a fan of the Halo franchise at all?
Yes.
Apparently today copies were leaked to the public of the new Halo 4. So.
Where'd you hear that?
Oh, it was on, I think IGN was talking about it, and people are putting up videos and spoilers of it online, so I'm just sort of worrying to keep people away, really. Like, if you want to stay with, like, the surprise that comes with Halo 4 and everything, you might want to, like, maybe, like, edit, like, if you have a Twitter client or anything, edit out, like, phrases and shit, like, blacklist things, so you don't get to see any spoilers, because I know a few copies got released to the public and people are just putting up videos about full playthroughs and the ending like crazy.
That's weird. I don't know how they manage that since it's illegal. Like, you can't... Like, even if, you know how in November was when Halo 4 and Black Ops 2 are supposed to be released.
Yeah, I think Halo 4 comes out like 5-6 days before Black Ops 2.
Yeah, places like EB Games and GameStop, they get their games like 2 weeks before the straight release. And if they release their games, like if an employee releases the game before the street date, then they get like a $3,000 fine and they lose their job and all kinds of other shit goes down, like lawsuits and whatnot.
Yeah, my guess is that something did happen where an employee that worked for 343 did something or leaked it to someone that like maybe uploaded it online and people downloaded it to discs for their like Xbox that they flashed,
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, because I remember I ended up Googling it because after I was looking on this forum I was on, I found out one of my friends had actually gotten a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, well, I better Google this because I wanted to make sure it didn't actually come out a month earlier, So,
yeah.
Like, maybe they're like, oh, hey, surprise, we're dropping it on you now.
I mean, we kind of already know what's going to happen in Halo 4, and I kind of guessed what was going to happen way back in Halo 3 with the secret ending on Legendary.
Halo 3 was amazing, though.
I know. Do you still have it?
I have it somewhere. I can fucking find it.
You need to find that shit, because I have it, and I love it, and I want to play it again.
I really think they dropped the ball on Reach, though. Honestly.
I don't know. I didn't play much of Reach, but I didn't see that it was that bad.
I just think it could have been a lot better than it actually was.
Yeah. But like in Halo 3, when they ended it, there was that special ending that you got if you beat it on Legendary that showed the ship that Master Chief was on, and it was floating past this planet. Well, that planet had already been described in several books as being a Forerunner planet, that basically the Forerunners sought refuge on that planet, and what it does is it's an actual, like, mechanical planet, so when they go inside it, they can shut it down, and it closes itself as, like, this huge metal ball, and I guess the Flood couldn't penetrate it. So that kind of led to, well, if they're going to show that, then there's going to have to be a Halo 4. So now when they released Halo 4, they actually started mentioning that planet, and now we see that the Forerunners had come back. So Master Chief, obviously, you can kind of, I guess, assume that Master Chief went to that planet, kind of somehow got in, saw that there was Forerunners, and now they're going to explain the Forerunner storyline a little bit more.
Yeah. Two other things I want to talk about quick in the world of like games coming out soon and demos.
Yeah.
Right? The Medal of Honor demo recently came out, I believe.
Warfighter?
Yeah, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Warfighter? The one that's coming out on like the 23rd or whatever?
Yeah, it's Medal of Honor Warfighter.
Yeah, I was playing a little of that, and that's actually really fucking fun. Like,
Yes, I was playing. Actually, I wasn't playing anything. I was watching TV with my parents,
yeah.
and they saw the kind of like the teaser trailer for it, and my stepmom goes, "That shit looks real." I was like, "Yeah, it's things are starting to get pretty intense now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing kind of those old games where you put on the helmet and it's like virtual reality and shit."
Oh my god, like Nintendo Virtual Boy. Does anyone remember that shit?
I never heard of it.
It's one of those consoles that was a fail at Nintendo. They only sold like 100 of them because the dude who was designing it's by the same dude who designed all the other consoles, like that fucking dude who left in like I think it was like the 90s, late 90s, but the guy who was designing all their other consoles, he tried to make a virtual reality one, but it ended up fucking up people's visions because of the colors that were in it. It was a red and black color, and it fucked up your vision. And apparently they're worth a lot of money now, but that's besides the point. But Medal of Honor, the recent ones, they've always been really real type games. Like, they base them off actual missions. They work with the soldiers and everything to get it right.
Oh, yeah, no, I was meaning like graphical.
Yeah, I was meaning that too, but like I just like how the graphics and the whole like missions and everything go together. I'm talking about more story mode now.
Yeah.
Like, everything just goes together, and I like how they give it like a real feel to it, other than like fucking Modern Warfare and shit, where it's like, oh no, this guy's setting off a nuke and blowing up our cities. This is like based on real missions.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the way Call of Duty does their things.
Oh, I like the way both.
It's kind of like a twist on real events. Like, it's a realistic scenario.
Yeah, but I just like how Medal of Honor can give you that nice change of pace. Don't get me wrong, I like Call of Duty's fucking story modes like any other person. Although I felt like they dropped the ball with Black Ops on the campaign, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Even the multiplayer of Call of Duty, like, compared to, say, Battlefield seems kind of slow unless you're in a vehicle. Like, when you're on foot, there really isn't shit that you can do.
Battlefield was another good game that was like really realistic too.
Yeah, it's good as far as its mechanics, but I wasn't really feeling the way it looked. Everything kind of seemed hazy, like there was a fog of war. Like, sure, explosions and everything would happen, but say if you're like out in the middle of nowhere, away from all the battle, it still kind of had like a hazy feel to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't really liking that. Whereas Call of Duty, things are kind of like bright and vibrant, and you can get a sense of what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, God. So, another one here. I don't know if anyone else is a fan of racing games.
I am.
Yeah, I know
I
you
enjoy
are.
them.
You're a particular fan of the Forza franchise, aren't you?
Well, I actually haven't played any of the other ones, but I saw some trailers for Forza 4, and I was like, I gotta get that game.
Yeah, well, Forza 4 was by far the best one. It's one of the more realistic racing games, which I enjoy.
Oh my god, it's crazy realistic.
It's not like Need for Speed, where it's like, let's go street racing.
Yeah, and you can do like fucking 3-mile power drifts
Yeah.
with NOS and
Peace out, bitches. Just power through fucking corners with NOS. And
going like 300 miles an hour.
in a fucking Civic hatchback. Yeah.
Yeah. Seems legit.
Yeah. I've also gotten the demo for the new Forza game that's coming out on the 20s of October, somewhere in there. I don't know if you've heard about it yet.
I think I may have.
Forza Horizon is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an open world one this time, so I think they're trying to compete with the new Need for Speed Most Wanted that's coming out or came out. I can't remember when it's released.
See, now, quick topic. The Need for Speed Most Wanted, is it supposed to be just kind of like a visual redo, or is it completely changing the storyline and everything, just kind of the same concept as the old one?
I honestly don't know, but I'm looking it up now.
Because I know the old one, really, I don't know, I liked it. Like, it didn't have much wrong with it. So I'm kind of assuming that if they did a new one, that it would be not just a visual upgrade, like they do with those old Disney movies, which I hate.
Well, like digitally remastered.
Yeah. It's like, let's watch Bambi again so we can make money.
Yeah, no,
No.
I think they added tons of like new cars and stuff and new environments. Really, I think it's
Mhm.
like a remake. You know how they I think they like remade Hot Pursuit a while back too.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of my favorite games on
The
PlayStation.
original one.
Yeah.
I love the original one. That game was amazing.
I was so sad when I moved and I turned out that I lost it, and I was like, no.
I think that I think it's gonna be a lot like the old one, but with like a new HUD and everything, you know,
Yeah.
and new cars and a little bit of a new environment and touch-ups and everything. Like improve on the old one.
Mhm.
Because I remember the old Need for Speed Most Wanted was by far one of the best-selling Need for Speed games they've put out, and it still is.
Yeah.
It's like from like 2005, I believe. And
I couldn't tell you. I'm bad with dates.
it's a really. I'm actually looking forward to it because I was a fan of Most Wanted, you know,
Mhm.
like the original one. But I'm interested to see if they did good on it or they fucked it up completely because I know they the same person who did the Most Wanted remake, right? Or not Most Wanted, fucking Hot Pursuit.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the topic. I just know that it was supposed to be coming out.
All I know is it's the same company that remade Hot Pursuit and sort of dropped the ball on that.
Oh, I see.
So that's why I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, I mean, on Hot Pursuit it got mostly good reviews, but it just didn't hit with me.
Yeah, kind of like Need for Speed Carbon.
Carbon.
I know it was kind of good, but not a lot of people liked it.
The concept was good. I just think they dropped the ball in how they put it together.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to be like fucking. Did that come out before or after Tokyo Drift? Because I'm just wondering that now.
I want to say around the same time.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking they geared it up so it would be in time with that, so people would be like, "Oh, look, Carbon." You know.
Yeah. At least it wasn't as bad as like, what were those games? Midnight Club.
Oh, dude, Midnight Club 3 was the best though. Dub Edition. Fuck yeah.
I have that. I have Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix, like driving on two wheels in a car. 400 miles an hour, two wheels in a fucking muscle car, flying up the side of buildings.
Or fucking Caddy. Fucking.
And it was like impossible to hit people in that game.
Okay, so I found out when it was released, both of them. Fucking Fast and the Furious came out June 4th, 06, right?
Mhm.
And then Carbon came out October 31st of the same year.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think they were sort of basing it off that whole thing. Like,
The hype that came along with
like the whole
the
drifting movement, so they geared it up so it was set in like a drifting area, like sort of like Tokyo Mountain.
yeah.
Like I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw the final scene of Tokyo Drift, but
Yeah.
they were on that mountain. So I think that's what they were trying to like recreate in the whole game.
I saw that whole movie. Loved every bit of it.
I love that movie.
Though, what disappointed, just quickly a topic, what disappointed me about that movie is when they brought back Dom at the end of it and never tied him in with any of the future movies.
The
Like-
only one they really tied, like the only one they really put him back in was
Well,
was he in Fast 5?
yeah.
I think that was the only other one he was in.
He was in Fast 5, and he was in the one before that, Fast and Furious.
The Fast and the Furious, yeah, the new Fast and the Furious before that one.
Yeah.
But he was sort of just like at the end of Tokyo Drift, he sort of was just there, and it's just like I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
they
how
never,
it's
like,
meant-
they kind of never went on with that theme. Like,
they never kept him there. I think the next movie they were in like Mexico or something.
yeah, it was going across the Mexican border.
Yeah, I'm just like, the fuck.
I wanted to see what was going to happen when he raced against that fucking guy from Texas.
The fucking douchebag from Texas. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay, am I the only one who was sort of upset when Han died in the movie?
No. I was like, no.
I know, I'm like, Han, no, come back.
Han Solo.
Oh my god.
Well, we're getting
We
off
just-
topic.
back to Forza Horizon, right? I was playing the. I said that weird. Fuck. It's like for raps again.
For reps.
No, Forza Horizon. That was a really. I was playing the demo for that, and I'm actually really excited about it. Honestly. Like, I have Forza 4 sitting in front of me right now. And I was playing this before the demo came out just so I can get used to the feel again, right?
Yeah.
And the demo for Forza Horizon sort of blew me away. I mean, it's better than I would have imagined a demo could be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're planning on like getting that for when it comes out or Christmas or something. I don't know.
I have no idea. My birthday is coming up soon too. Maybe I'll get it then.
Yeah, it's releasing around the same time. I think.
Well, my birthday is in 10 days. I think. Yeah, 10 days.
Let me check to see when it's releasing. It's releasing on your birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, the 23rd.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, be like, hey, so.
I'm special.
Hint, hint, give me Forza Horizon. Commemorate it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna assume that's wrap that up.
I mean, unless you want to talk about something else. By the way, can I do a quick update on the Halo 4 thing I mentioned earlier?
Sure.
I looked back on the forum that I go on that I first saw it on.
Yeah.
And I checked the fucking Xbox 360 section, and I open it up, and all I see is like 5 different threads saying they were console banned for playing that shit online.
Oh well, duh. Like,
yeah, that's what.
Wait, how do they even have the multiplayer servers up yet? That doesn't make sense.
I think they get the servers up, so it's up by the time it's released. Like, I think they get it up like a month early.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm just saying they were console banned, and I thought that was hilarious for like obtaining the game illegitimately. So.
Yeah.
Another quick note. You know the Medal of Honor game?
Yeah.
That releases on your birthday too.
Sweet. I'll have to get that one instead, because my dad will actually go for that. He's all like, yeah, war games, I'll get those. Okay.
Exactly. Like, hey dad, this is releasing on my birthday. You want to go get that shit?
Midnight release.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. I'm going to the midnight release for Forza Horizon though.
I want to get Black Ops 2. But that's neither here nor there. I think we're coming up on like an hour now for this.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, a big portion of it was rolling off that Guild Wars 2.
Yeah. Recording that Guild with my Faraps.
Talking about Forza Horizon. Damn.
Alright. Soap.
What kind of name is that? Soap.
Man, alright, yeah, it's getting late. We're getting pretty far into this, so we're gonna call it quits.
Yep. Well, we hope you enjoyed, and as always, like, subscribe, comment.
Yep.
Alright.
Peace.